Hi everybody. So welcome to the seventh lecture of Fundamental of Maths, and in this video we'll be learning one important basic mathematical concept which is called as fractions, right? So what we'll be learning in this video, some terminology related to fractions, um, equivalent fraction, which is the most important thing, okay, and addition and subtraction of fractions, multiplication of fraction, divisions, converting. So in this video I'll be covering basically till equivalent fractions. So let us understand with the help of a story. Suppose there is this guy Alex, right? And Alex likes lot of pizza. He used to eat lot of pizzas. Okay, so what happened if somebody would have came and asked him how many pizza did you eat today? He used to say today I ate two pizzas, three pizzas, like that. Okay, now what happened that one day he ate three and half, like he ate three full pizzas, okay, and two slices from the pizza remaining. Okay, his pizza was having four slices. Okay, so how would Alex say this thing? Right, because there was no Alex was knowing only about the whole numbers, right? He wasn't knowing about there is something called as half or something like that, half, one fourth. Okay, so we represent these quantities which are not whole, which are part of something with the help of fractions. Okay, so what happened that suppose if the pizza have four parts. Okay, so if I just select one part out of four part, that would be one fourth. If I select two parts out of four parts, that would be two fourth, right? Obviously one fourth would be lesser then two fourth, and it would be more than zero. If I select three parts out of four parts, that would be three fourth. And if I select all parts, right, all parts, that would be one whole. That would be one whole, or 4 over 4. Okay, now this one would be the greatest. So value of fractions, or you say proper fraction values, lie between 0 to 1. Okay, proper fraction values lie between 0 to 1. 0 is you have selected nothing, 1 is you have selected whole, or you have selected all parts, right? Let us understand this thing more elaborately. Now it's not like that it is only valid for circular things, or which have, it is valid for everything which have equal parts. Okay, and it's not like that it is valid only for pizzas. If you are understanding, anything which have equal parts. Okay, so what is a fraction actually? Suppose I have this chocolate total have 10 parts. I select two parts from that. Okay, so this would be written as 2 over 2. Okay, now this number is called as denominator, right? Okay, denominator tells you, I'll tell you a very proper definition of denominator. It tells you about total number of parts which my whole part is made of, right? Which my whole part is made of. Okay, made of, remember. Okay, not like just that total number of parts. Okay, it's total number of parts which your whole part is made of. What I mean by this thing, and suppose I have pizzas like this, right? Once pizza I selected fully, okay, and another pizza I just selected one part. Okay, so here I won't be writing as 5 over 10. You must be thinking that 4 here, 5 over 8. Sorry, 5 over 8. You must be thinking that here 4 here and 4 here, so total number of parts are 8. No, here you'll be writing it as 5 over 4 only. 4 is total number of parts which your whole part is made up of. Your whole pizza is made of only 4 parts, right? So that's why denominator would be 4 only. How much your selection would be? Okay, and numerator tells you how much you have selected. Okay, so it tells you how many you have selected. Okay, okay, so this is what it is, numerator. So we have to consider these definition very properly. The upper one you call it as numerator, the lower one you call it as denominator. Denominator tells you total number of parts which your whole part is made of, and numerator tells you how many you have selected. Right? Now let's go ahead and write. So write down and shape these shapes that is shaded, right? So 1 over 6, 5 over 8, isn't it? 4 and 4, 8. So 5 over 8. Yeah, 3 5, and then this it's 7 over 10, right? And this is 3 over 10. Okay, this is 7 over 8 if I have to shade it, so 4 here and 3 here. 5 over 12, so 3 2. 5 and then over 12. That's what it is. Now let's learn about something called as equivalent fractions. Okay, so let us see another story. Here we have again Alex. Right now Alex have gone to a pizza shop with his friends now. Right, before he was alone, now he had gone with his friends. Now what thing happened here, that Alex got many pizzas here. Okay, different types of pizzas. Okay, one pizza have 4 slices. Okay, another pizza have 6 slices, like this, 6 equal slices. Another pizza have 8 slices. Okay, and another pizza have um okay, another pizza have say 16 slices maybe. Okay, this, all these are equal slices. Okay, now consider this thing. um Suppose what happened that uh he had bet with his friend. Okay, and his one friend ate it this much of pizza, another friend ate it this much of pizza, another friend ate it this much of pizza. Okay, and another friend, if he ate it this much of pizza, right? Now when you will be counting in fractions, it would be written as 2 over 4, isn't it? This thing is written as 2 over 4, right? This thing will be written as say 3 out of 6. Yeah, and this thing is written as 4 out of 8. Yeah, and this thing is written as 8 over 16. But if you see practically, each one have eaten half, right? So how is my fraction coming it different? See, this is also half. Okay, see, this is also half. If you can see, this is also half. Yeah, yeah, this is also half, right? Okay, this is also half. Yeah, and this is also half only, right? But my fractions are coming same, isn't it? So what is this? Actually they are same only, right? And this is what we call it as equivalent fraction. Means what? That same fraction I can represent it in different ways, right? Like same fraction I can write it as 2 over 4. Okay, 2 over 4 will be equal to 3 over 6, will be equal to 4 over 8, will be equal to 8 over 16, right? Same fraction I can represent it in different ways. Okay, so this is what it is, equivalent of fraction. Got it? So 2 over 4 you can write it as 3 over 6. All are representing your half. Okay, all are representing your half. That is what is equivalent fraction. Okay, so what happens, that suppose you have to do some calculation, right? So your part size would be equal, your part size would be equal, right? So you can make it with the help of equivalent fraction, right? 2 over 4 can be made as 4 over 8 when you multiply by the same number in the numerator and denominator, right? So when I 2 over 4, if I have to make 4 over 8, right? So what I'll do, I'll multiply by 2 in the numerator and denominator, so I can write it as 4 over 8. Same way, when I divide it by 2, right, I can get 2 over 4. That's it. Okay, so this is how you can represent this. Now 2 over 3, you must be saying 2 can be converted to 3 when you multiply it by 1.5, right? If you multiply it by 1.5, this would be 3 over 6. So this is what are equivalent fractions. Okay, now they are extremely important when understanding about fractions. Fine. So you have equivalent fraction, equal size, they look different, but they are of the same value, right? So suppose if you have say 3 over 4, yeah, you selected 3 part out of 4 part, like this. Okay. And how you can convert it into 6 over 8, just divide all the parts between 2, right? So 4 converted into 8, 3 converted into 6, right? To find an equivalent fraction, you can multiply or divide numerator and denominator both by the same number. So 1, when I multiply it by 2, it becomes 2 over 4. 2, when I multiply it by 3, it becomes 6 over 12. And then 6 over 12, when I divide it by 2, it becomes 3 over 6. Okay. So here are some problems. 2 over 3, 6, right? So this would have been multiplied by 2. So 2 will also be multiplied by 2. So A will be equal to 4, right? Suppose you have 1 over 2 is equal to 20, right? So 2 must have been multiplied by 10. So 1 also you'll multiply by 10. So A will be equal to 10 over here, isn't it? 3. is becoming 12. So it must have been multiplied by 4. So 2 will multiply it by 4. That will become 8. Okay. So this is how your equivalent fractions are. Okay. Now how we can represent the fraction in simplest terms? I told you that 4 over 8 can be written as 2 over 4. How? When I divide it with the same number, isn't it? This is what we call it as simplifying the fraction when you divide it with the same number. Correct? So 4 when you divide it by 2, you get 2. 8 when you divide it by 2, you get 4. So suppose you have 24 over 40. So how will write it in the simplest form? I'll try to divide it with their common factor now. Since both are even numbers, they would be having common factor too. So I'll divide it by 2. Okay. So 24 divided by 2 becomes 12. 40 divided by 2 becomes 20. Again, 12 divided by 2 becomes 6. 20 divided by 2 becomes 10. Okay. And 6 divided by 2 becomes 3 and 10 divided by 2 becomes 5. So in simplest form is 3 over 5. Fine. So you can represent fractions in simplest form by dividing by the same number. Okay. Let's just try one more example over here. Suppose I have 18 over 42. These both are again even numbers. So what I can write it as 18 divided by 2, that becomes 9, and 42 divided by 2, that becomes 21, isn't it? Now I have 3 as a common factor I can see. So this would be 3 over 7. Like that I can do. Okay. So this is what I have covered up. Common denominators I'll be covering up in the next class. Okay. Which would be required for your addition and subtraction of fractions. So thank you.